Hey everybody, this is Wendy from Parenting Through Ascension. If you are watching this on Higher Self or if you came upon it through another route, please go and subscribe to my channel. I also have a Facebook page of the same name, basically the same content. I share my YouTube videos on there, and for those who, some people do Facebook and not YouTube and vice versa, so I try to cover both. I wanted to I was thinking today, I was actually, in my last video, I know I talked a lot about how we're not first waivers, first responders. We're finding ourselves not really needing a whole lot of guidance from other, people going through the first wave journey. And that is a good thing. That is a wonderful thing. It means that we're finding our own niche, we're finding our own place, and we're finding our own, our mission, our unique style of how we're going to navigate and fulfill our life purpose in this incarnation. And so I do, however, and I did say this in my last video too, I do, however, I still have some people that I follow that I like to listen to, mainly for community purposes, because I like to listen to them, because I know they're just going to confirm things that I have come to know as my truth. And so, and there's nothing wrong with that. Confirmation, validation is always a good thing. And so I do like to listen to certain people. I've stopped following some only because, some because they didn't resonate with me. There are a lot of, beware of self-professed light workers who spread a lot of fear. There should be no fear porn. There should be no spreading of fear at all. It should all be positive messages, even if it's a scary topic. If that makes sense, the messages should always be positive and uplifting and guiding, and not instilling fear. And so I have stopped following some who I believe are spreading fear for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. It's not my journey. They either just still have a lot of their own stuff to release, or they're fulfilling a purpose that no one else can understand but them. Perhaps their purpose is to just trigger other light workers to do better. So that's what I try to take from it. But I have stopped watching a few people like that. But for the most part, I've stopped watching others only because like they're at the kind of the same place, or maybe even, I don't want to, I hate to use the terms ahead or behind, but they're talking about everything that I have already, everything that I have already been through. And so listening, and time is precious. Even though time is an illusion, we still only have 24 hours in a day. And I have 4 kids and I homeschool, and, I have stuff to do. So if I find that I'm tuning out because everything they're saying is, I'm just like, yeah. And it's not so much confirmation. It's more like I've already done that. I've already been through that. I already get that. It's if it's not moving me forward, if it's not, sinking in at all, then and they're great. They're great light workers, wonderful guides for people who resonate with them, wonderful. And I resonated with them at one point, and now I just don't, only because it's all, kind of, okay, that's already all so part of me now that I don't need to hear it every day. And so I've stopped. There was just a few months ago, I just kind of spent a lot of time on YouTube just searching for, searching for hope, I guess is a good way to put it. And I'm not there anymore. And so now I am kind of finding new people, and I like to listen to them because they, like I said, they're saying the same things I'm saying, which is okay, right? It's okay we're flocking together, we're coming together for a reason in community. And so what I wanted to say anyway, that whole intro, I follow a young man named Alexander Papagiorgio, whose YouTube channel is called Indigo Light. And if you haven't heard him, his videos, he has wonderful planetary energy updates that he does. And he's just a magical being. And so far I'm still really, resonating and enjoying listening to his videos. And he did one yesterday or the day before. I listened to it yesterday. I'm not sure when he posted it, but about labels. And this is a big thing for me that I have talked about in the past, that, we have become this society of labeling every goddamn little microscopic thing, because we have to, it's kind of a way of not only trying to reach for anything and everything we can to feel special, but it's really what it is celebrating, and I don't want to say mediocrity, but celebrating, trying to celebrate something that is just part of us, that which of course we should be celebrating, each of us and every part of us. But this labeling is just, it's an exercise in futility. It's insanity. Because it's just creating more separation and division. And so, again, this is not, Alexander had talked about this yesterday, so I'm not going to take credit for this. He gave me the idea of the topic. What I wanted to add, kind of piggyback on what he said, was, the whole, as a first responder, there I go again, as a first waver going through this. And you know what, that term doesn't matter either. Because I know there have been light workers on this planet since the beginning. We've just grown in number, and this is kind of the big, there was a big push. And so, first waiver, really, what does it mean? Whatever, it's another label, let's be honest. But it does kind of help describe who I am, I guess, which is why I still use it. And so, getting away from labels completely is going to be very difficult. And we may never do that, and maybe that's not even a possibility, if you really think about it. We're always going to be labeling, man, woman, parent, I don't know, child. It's always going to be, musician. There's always going to be labels. But what I urge you to do is try to drop all the labels that create division, separation, that create negative energy. And so, light workers, us in this wave that I am in, that are kind of the forefront of this big ascension, even though there have been light workers all along, keeping us going. Thank God for them, creating the foundation for all of this. We wouldn't have gotten to this point without them. We are finding our own voices. We're finding our own place, and each of us is absolutely unique. There is no one who is exactly the same, in their path, and no light worker's journey is going to look identical to another. And so, dropping the labels and just, forgetting about all these terms, like even the 3D, 4D, 5D, it doesn't matter. All we need to know is that we're raising our vibration, and we don't need to label it in any way. But it is important, I think, to just drop dependency on what other people are calling things, especially on this journey. Like, I got hung up on that for a while, and I think it is part of the journey, sure. And if you're in that part, just know that you will come out of it. You'll start to see that, hey, I don't need these labels anymore, especially as a light worker, as someone who volunteered to come here and help with this ascension, who maybe came directly from a much higher resonance, which I believe is my story. It has been quite the challenge to assimilate the 3D first, right, which we really did have to do, integrate 3D before we can, and coming from like 6th density, anyway, that's another video. I don't want to confuse anybody. So for light workers in this wave, this large group of people that are going through it at kind of the same time, not exactly, but we're riding the waves together. If we can drop as many of the labels as we can, as far as, oh, well, I'm an empath, I'm an intuitive, I'm a, holistic healer, I mean, all these labels, does it really matter? Does it really matter? Even healer, it doesn't really need to be attached to what we're doing here, because we're not actually doing the healing only of ourselves, right? Our job was to heal ourselves so that we can then show others how to heal themselves. We're not actually doing any healing. We are facilitating the space of growth for those who are ready for healing, and but they're doing the work just like we've done the work, and guides have helped facilitate the growth for us when we were ready for each new step. And so I guess what I'm trying to say, if I can say it succinctly, I'm trying to, I promise. I don't think that's anything that, I don't think that's something I do. I don't think succinct is part of my vocabulary. But so light workers, if you know you're a light worker, if you're listening to this, you're a light worker. No matter what wave or group of people you're in, it doesn't matter. You are here to help humanity. If that resonates with you, if you feel strongly about helping others, then you are a light worker. And not everyone is, and that's okay. That's great. A lot of people are just on this ascension journey, and this is their first time going through it, and so we're here to help. We're here to help because this time, for whatever reason, well, for a lot of reasons that I have talked a little bit about as far as our past and our history and what has occurred to mess with our natural evolution. You know, it's been we've been kind of forced to to move faster than we were meant to, because we have some catching up to do to the planet, to the galaxy, because the galaxy just kept on moving. It didn't care, you know, what was going on here on our little rock. So but yeah, light workers, drop the labels. Don't worry about labeling yourself. I would say, I don't want to say be wary of people who do that, but I know people who every video they make, every introduction, every new person they meet, the first things out of their mouth is this list of things that they have assigned to themselves. Intuitive empath, blah 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 blah, Reiki master. It's just, that's not necessary to begin a relationship with these labels. Because what it does is then it creates more confusion for people a lot of times too, which again, you know, this is a process, this is a journey, and it's going to trigger the right people at the right times, like it did for me and for so many others. It's triggering, and maybe that's partly why I'm doing this video, is because it is triggering me a bit right now. Excuse me. Not so much that I'm like, oh, that I'm like get agitated, but I just, to the point where I wanted to share this information, that we don't need all these labels. All we need to know is our individual, unique truth and path, and just live it and be it and do it and help others. And you know what? People who are, you know, our paths are going to morph and evolve and change. And what I am today is not what I'm going to be a year from now, maybe even 6 months from now, because you know, our journeys are many layered and multi-layered and multidimensional, really, in essence. And so we're going to have a lot of new things come in that we can't even fathom right now. And so, you know, I am a Reiki practitioner. I am an energy healer, for lack of a better term. That's the label right now. I am an oracle card reader. I am an aura reader. I'm all these things. But you know what? In 6 months, those things may either fall away or evolve into something new. And so the label really becomes meaningless. And all we need to worry about is doing what we came here to do. And each person we encounter is going to need something a little different. And you may be the one to give them what they need, or you may know someone else who can do it, or you may not. You may not be the one, you may not know it. You know, we're going to know, we're going to be more aware of that as time goes on, and more quickly, like if we can help or not. And so drop the labels, just be you, just focus on who you are, figuring that out, well, allowing that to come. You don't have to figure anything out. Allowing you to come to you. And there will be a lot less stress around this whole light worker journey. So that's my wisdom for the day. And I hope that resonates with some of you. And again, Parenting Through Ascension is this YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching this on Higher Self, I love Higher Self. I thank them for running my videos, and I love all the videos they run. and I listen to and watch a lot of the people who are on Higher Self, and I found a lot of the people I follow through the Higher Self YouTube channel. But if you're watching on Higher Self, please go to Parenting Through Ascension and subscribe, like, share, just in case someone in your life may need to hear the messages that I have. So thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and this is Wendy. I think I said that at the beginning. Okay. Wendy Lou, Parenting Through Ascension. Bye.